You want to talk about the conference? Or you want to talk about house church, or both?
I'll probably talk about house church and weave
Okay.
the conference into
Yeah.
that a little bit. But I've been involved in some form of organic church for maybe about 6 years, and I think for a long time, was told different things about it, and we tried it a lot of different ways, and seemed to be running into a wall. And sometimes the answer was you got to sacrifice more, and we did sacrifice more, and we've moved and we've done a lot of different things. And years ago, I learned about this thing, listening prayer, and I started to engage in it, and God gave me a whole lot through it, and we made some decisions, using it. And whether I got interested in other spiritual disciplines or whatever it was, it sort of fell by the wayside for a while. But this year, in getting involved, it started with me meeting with you and finding out about a church in Denver, and rekindling that dialogue with the Lord. For a while, it seemed like church was sort of like chasing the tabernacle out in the wilderness, and you better follow the cloud or you might go the wrong way. And really, it was just a sense of, when are we going to get to where we're supposed to be? And really what's happened in my life over the last year was that the Lord's been writing a book. I've got about 70 pages now of all things that the Lord has given me over the last several months. And He's talking regularly to me. And for me, the place that I need to be is in that place where I'm hearing His voice. Yeah. And so, it started with a church in one city that launched into a church in my own home. And now we actually didn't have a lot of churches of two to start out with, but that idea's caught on, and now I'm involved in 3 churches of two that are in my own church, and it was effortless to start them.
Yeah.
Very easy, because the Lord had put it on their heart and mine. And I take that back, 4 churches of 2. So
At one time, amazing.
Yeah.
So you were actually in house, kind of a house church for 6 years, but it wasn't necessarily life-giving. What's changed in the last year, would you say?
I really think that it's really connecting hearts. For whatever reason, talking about our hearts, at least in some of the communities where I've been, was frowned on. That was seen as maybe talking about your old man. So, really authentic community has been at the core of what we're doing. But listening to God too. I think the headship of Christ might get expressed in different ways, but I found that talking to the head is just a really effective way to experience the headship of Christ. And so I think that's been different than maybe other approaches that I've seen.
So there's 2 rhythms of checking in with each other on a heart level, sachet 1, and then really letting Jesus bring the agenda for church. Those 2 simple rhythms have made a big difference.
Absolutely. And I think giving people safety to be themselves without being attacked, but safety in that, this isn't going to be about some dominating person's idea of what church ought to be. And you might have 4 or 5 really great ideas of what church ought to be, and then there's just nothing but confusion about how to go forth. Talking to the head and doing what he says, it just seems to put all those agendas aside. Church stays very simple and very healthy.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.